All right, everybody. Today's guest is a very special one.
That's right.
It's Mars Rivers. Wait, let me turn on a light.
Yo.
Cool, right?
Yo.
Introduce yourself. Say hello to
Hello.
the masses.
I am Karim. I'm 21 years old. I come from Lebanon, Beirut, if anyone's heard of it. Cameron didn't before he met me.
That is true. I was not very geographically inclined until we met.
I'm a guitarist, producer, mixing engineer, recording engineer. Yeah, I'm a big music history nerd, big Beatles fan.
I was waiting for the countdown until you started talking about the Beatles.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing that I ask everybody on the podcast is, what are the things that you value in your life?
You know, I value me. I like food, water.
If you want to share to the people, we just had a delicious meal cooked by yours truly.
That's true.
If you had to rank that burrito on a scale of 1 to 10, and I can handle it. You can Gordon Ramsay me a bit. What are you giving it out of 10?
Well, the burrito's funny because it's American cuisine. It's not Mexican.
You're already starting with educating the people.
Well, the burrito is an adaptation of Americans were just like, let's take all this delicious shit that Mexico's brought for us,
And just put it in a
colonization,
tortilla.
and put it in a massive tortilla and feed it in 1,000+ calories to the people. And it's genius. I had an authentic American make me a Californian burrito, a real Californian boy. I'll give it a solid light 7. Yeah, I would put it
It's a 7.
right under Rubio's.
Do the people know what a Rubio's burrito is? So, Karim, do you want to explain our relationship, how it first started, what came about it? Because I think it's pretty funny. I don't think many relationships start the way that ours started.
About 60% of my relationships started the way ours started.
Comparing our love for John Mayer versus the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I mean, yes, and then being shirtless and chilling with the bros, and then making a viral video.
We did make a viral video of Karim trying Dr. Pepper for the very first time.
And we were shirtless.
Roll the clip. That video, for some reason, got 2 million views, and it is my peak as a person on the internet.
Me too. Yeah.
And I have yet to top it. I haven't even gotten close. I haven't even cracked 100,000. Our first encounter was, we both were huge fans. Like, I was this way in freshman year. I would obsess over an artist, and you caught me in my John Mayer phase.
You know he's coming to LA. You knew that, didn't you?
Of course I know that he's coming into LA.
So you still are in that phase.
On his acoustic tour. I don't listen. I didn't listen to Sob Rock. I'm sorry, John.
This is the one video John will see of you.
I'm sorry, John. I listened to a couple of them. I like Why You Know Love Me, but I didn't listen to the whole album. I'll be honest.
I met Cameron's roommate at orientation the first day of college. It was like his birthday, and he invited me to his dorm, and we happened to be in the same building, just different floors. And I said, yeah, sure. So I showed up, and there was a bunch of people out there.
And I had my guitar, because that's the only way I was able to get people to talk to me.
Yeah,
you have a guitar?
And I showed up, and I was like, yo.
And then you played Anastasia.
Yeah, I played Anastasia.
I had to show you up. I played Neon. I mean, I played a rendition of Neon. It wasn't perfect. You made it your life's goal to play Neon better than me, which, to this day, I feel like I still don't have you yet.
No, it's like 90% of the way there.
We were briefly in a band together. Happy Not.
We still collaborate. I'm going to be the mixing engineer on his next album.
This is news to me.
For those who are interested in hire in the SoCal area.
Okay, you're not using my platform.
I thought all your guests get to promo at the end.
At the end, you have to earn this.
Shit, where are we in the podcast?
We're not even 5 minutes in. Karim and I think you were the person I performed with the most.
Yeah.
We were co-running the open mic together.
Yeah.
It was honestly like one of the most surreal experiences, and to this day, it's the biggest project that I've ever taken on. I don't know about you.
It was the right time, right place.
I neglected all of my classes, and
me too.
I was like, I'm gonna run this thing, and people DM'd me. I think our biggest show, we had maybe 22 acts were playing.
And how big was the audience? Like 200-300?
Nah, no. There's a Reddit picture. I'll put it up right here. Dude, you can't laugh when I say that. The editor cam's not gonna think it's that funny. First question I want to ask you is, what is your most memorable performance that you've done with me?
You already asked me a question, so this isn't your first
This
one.
is the second question?
You asked me...
Well, I asked you to introduce yourself.
You said we open up the podcast asking, I guess, every...
What are the things you value?
Sorry, I tried to go on a comedic spree right there. Did not land. I'm always funny to you. My favorite performances with you.
Oh, there's more than one. Performances plural.
It depends on the vibe. I really did like the performances that we were doing before the thing became a community. The open nights became a community. When it was just like me and you playing guitar and like singing.
Yeah, just doing our thing.
But, the community itself was really beautiful. And I think my favorite performance that we did was when I got to play on the tambourine.
Oh, with Guy?
Yeah, I think that one's my favorite one together. The first time we did...
I played Shaker on that one.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was so fun, dude. I mean, it was like the perfect moment. That was a good performance. The first time we played in LA... I thought it was really fun.
I'm glad you said that one.
Yeah.
Wait, the first time?
The first time.
Yeah, we're in Mikey's backyard, right?
In Mikey's backyard. That was pretty fun.
So we jammed before the cameras were on, and then...
And after our performance.
Yeah, after our performance. Honestly, that was just a whole beautiful night of just, like...
Talking.
Musicians appreciating other musicians. It was super cool. We had people like tagging in and out, and it was just a combined effort of just musicians.
Welcome back, folks. I'm here with Camictho, an up-and-coming artist from the Bay Area, based now in San Diego at the Outback Steakhouse in Claremont.
Don't forget the Denny's.
And
I'm also at the Denny's.
Shit, I think we just gave away your location. Don't put that in.
If the fans come, I will be very cordial. I will be very polite and very kind, and I'll say thank you for streaming the music. Has anybody come up to you and been like, hey, are you the person who was doing the open mics?
I know why you asked this question, because you know the answer is yes.
Answer the question, bro.
Okay. One time I was in Dubai airport, and someone walked up to me, and it was just like, are you the guy who runs the open mic shows at UCSD?
Stop. In Dubai.
In Dubai airport. You know this. I told you this.
They don't know, bro. Oh, this is the story. I gotta oh my god, I'm so amazed. I've never heard this.
Well,
before.
The audience reacts to authentic.
And I'm authentically saying, pretend I've never heard the story.
That one was the craziest one to me.
Yeah, that's international.
Yeah,
right there.
I mean, we were superstars at that point. You know?
Let's actually talk about your love for the Beatles. What are your top 3 Beatles songs? I know it's hard to pick a favorite.
Easy.
It's like picking your favorite
Across
kids.
the Universe, Strawberry Fields, and Here, There, and Everywhere. Done.
And then what about your favorite album?
My favorite album, Abbey Road, then Revolver. They're really close to each other, but I think I have to put Abbey Road on top.
And why is John Lennon your favorite out of all of them?
Well, you didn't ask me who's my favorite. I've thought about this.
Okay. Who's your favorite Beatle?
John Lennon.
Why is John Lennon your favorite Beatle?
Okay, I've really thought about this. I was literally in the shower last night thinking about what if I made a video talking about who's the best Beatle.
What if he asked me about my favorite Beatle?
Everyone has their own opinion. I think, first of all, all 4 contributed equally to the Beatles.
Very PR answer. Good.
No, I mean, like, seriously, like, if you had one other person than any 4 of them, it wouldn't be the Beatles. The 4 of them made the Beatles.
Yeah.
Plus,
Could you say that? What would be a band that you could say that about?
I mean, like, take the Red Hot Chili Peppers, for example.
I knew you were going to bring them up. Like, replace Anthony Kiedis. Get him out of there.
No, you could not do that. They replaced John with Josh after John left, and they sounded different. In not a bad way. I really enjoyed their music they made with Josh. I wish they made more. I wish they kept Josh on. With John, Anthony, Chad, and Flea, it sounds like the Peppers. Now, when it comes to like bigger bands, some bands are like a collective of people that rotate in and out. There's a band, it's one dude, but they're like a collective. His name is Drug Dealer. Fantastic
Oh,
artist.
you've played a couple of songs for him.
I really dig him. All his music is made with a collective of people that rotate in and out. So each song sounds really different. Usually has a different lead vocalist on it. He sings on some of them, but he mostly gets someone else on the mic, for example. So it really changes throughout the album. You know, I'm thinking P-Funk right now. They had 50 members come in and out of P-Funk.
Yeah, that's a good one. Shout out King B. Shout out Blacktronica.
That one's for King.
That one is for King. King, please follow me back on Instagram.
We have to send him Bro, you don't know how many people have told me, yo, King didn't follow me back. I'm just like, you gotta be patient.
You gotta earn it. You
gotta work for it. Let me finish. You know, with P-Funk, you had rotating 50 members, but you had George Clinton, and you had Bootsy Collins, Eddie Hazel, Bernie Worrell. These were like the main creative forces that contributed it, but everyone in P-Funk who contributed when they did is important throughout their entire time. Like Eddie Hazel wasn't in with P-Funk the entire time. Bootsy wasn't there until 75.
As you can see, this is the music knowledge coming in.
I know more music history than I know how to make music. I think that's accurate.
So, what is your upcoming projects that you're most excited about?
So I have a few projects coming up. I'm in a very collaborative time right now. This past January, I did something called January, where I made a beat a day.
Did you? That's really cool.
I have 31 beats for the 31 days of January. And if I skipped a day, I made it up. I made 2 in one day. That was a fun project to take. And now some of them are going to turn into songs that are going to be a part of a full-length LP with other collaborators.
Do you have a name yet for the LP?
I know what the picture is going to be. I know what the cover is going to be.
Yeah, for me,
I don't want to spoil the name yet.
Yeah, no, keep it a secret.
At school, I'm working on a project that's building essentially a program that can connect movement in a space to sound and audio. So I'm writing this program that when you move in front of a sensor, that information is sent to MIDI. When it's sent to MIDI, you can use it as like a launch pad essentially and map the motion to individual filters on the music.
Like an FX?
Like an FX chain, and then you can have those knobs on it, and then you can, get that shit moving. And then when it comes to the visual side, I'm going to make visuals through Max MSP, which is connected to Ableton.
So why did you decide to go with the name Mars Rivers? Because it perfectly suits you as an artist. It's such a good name.
It's funny you say that. Yeah, it's funny you say that there.
Because you're actually this is the reveal that you're no longer going by Mars Rivers.
Sometimes I go by George, sometimes I go by Bob.
Well, you go by Bob every time we go out to eat.
Yeah. I do. That's true. It depends on the type of persona I want to be connected with the art that I'm making. I chose Mars Rivers. It's funny you say because sometimes I think it's kind of cringy.
Bro, can we see though? It took me a while to get over that hump for sure.
No, now it's attached with me. So it's
same with Alex Miller Jams. Shout out, but
Green Beanie. Stream his album.
Not a Christmas album.
Not a Christmas album. So I chose Mars Rivers because when I initially moved to the States, I had one of my friends telling me, like, Karim, listen, you got a really Lebanese name, bro. You should change your name to George Rivers because, Bob Dylan, his name isn't actually Bob Dylan.
This is news to me.
But he changed his name to Bob Dylan, said, fuck it, I'm going to be Bob Dylan now.
What was his name before? Freddie Mercury?
Something Zimmerman.
Zimmerman? Yeah, probably a good call. Probably a good call.
He changed his name and just became this all-American artist. And he's like, Karim, you need to do the same thing and change your name to George. I was like, I guess. I tried it out for a while, but then it felt out of place.
And it was replaced with falafel from space.
Yeah, so when I started getting into Afrofuturism, I started really enjoying the idea that if this isn't the place for you, then there's a place in the stars and outer space that is for you. And that's where we actually come from.
For your mind.
We're just being sent down here to help other people develop their tech and art. I mean, coming here to the States from overseas was difficult for me. I really felt accepted in this world of Afrofuturism where weirdness is like
embrace.
Yeah, it's funky. It's it's earthy.
It's what makes you unique. Everybody's a little bit weird. It's how you're weird that makes you.
If you're not weird, that's weird, man. I really got attached to this idea, and I figured I'm Lebanese. I feel like an alien in the U.S., as a alien.
It's not very PC of you.
I mean, there's a Sting song that goes, "I'm a alien in New York," because he's British. He's British. I found this Afrofuturism, and I wanted to sort of attach myself to this movement, and keeping with the space themes, I'm like, would be very spacey if I said my name is Mars. And so I went from George to Mars Rivers. I started developing a lore behind it. I'm the falafel from outer space, not from Mars, because
we still
Mars
haven't
on
gotten
Mars.
falafel together.
There's no good falafel in San Diego.
There's not. I mean, I'm inclined to believe you. I think I had. That's not true. I had falafel with you one time.
Really?
I didn't enjoy it.
It was probably bad falafel, trust me. I chose a falafel from space because falafel is a very Lebanese food. It's very Lebanese. If any Arabs are watching this, it's Lebanese. I don't care if you say it's where you're from. It's Lebanese.
My Arabic audience is gonna be pissed.
Ali's gonna throw hands. Falafel represent Lebanese, and saying I'm from outer space kind of honors the Afrofuturist spirit. And
you really embraced it once you, because we both came to UCSD as non-music majors. What was your major? It was
applied math.
It was applied math, and I was political science. You took the plunge first, and you were like, I found this new major called ICAM, which is Interdisciplinary Computing in the Arts major. We had done so much music the first year, and I was just like if he believes in himself, like I should be able to believe in myself, and I took the plunge as well, and I switched my major as well.
Like a week later.
And now I'm working at Outback.
It's a true musician story.
When are you getting that Gibson back? That guitar has been broken now for almost 2.5 years now.
It's been broken for longer. It's just been in the shop for 2.5 years.
Insane. Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful $4,000 Gibson guitar.
Don't drop the price. Come on.
It's a beautiful Gibson guitar.
It's a Cherry Burst Heritage custom shop.
What's your favorite guitar that you own?
Well, I just got I'm going to sound spoiled. I just got a new D'Angelico. Aside from this purchase, so I have the Gibson, which is by far my most expensive. Besides Gibson, all my guitars are relatively cheap, like $100, $200. I have a Strat professional model that's $7. The Strat's not doing it for me, and all my $100 guitars are failing me.
Had to take the plunge and get a D'Angelo.
I had to take a plunge.
Why not the Silver Sky John Mayer PRS?
It's a Strat, dude. Like,
no. It's so much more than a Strat.
No, it's a lovely Strat. But I wanted a D'Angelico because I'm getting into this neo soul phase. I wanted a guitar that
I can't wait to hear what you play on it, though.
Yeah, me neither, dude.
I know. I can't. Did you? Has it come in yet, or?
No, it's Friday.
Friday's
excited.
Today, dude. Because I'm about to get my my new synth, so we better arrange a jam with the D'Angelo and the Roland.
We should collab, but the Les Paul.
What's the most?
Keep saying it's coming soon, man. It's coming soon.
Yeah. But once you get it, it's gonna be a beautiful piece of art.
He said he dropped it off at a painter, so it should be.
So it's gonna be
step. Yeah.
Right. It's gonna be brand spanking new when you get it.
Yeah. Been so long. Okay.
I know. The only thing I've heard you play on it was your shitty rendition of Godfather. The camera work was really good, done by Alex.
At 2L4 on Instagram.
If you have any work any filming you want done.
Great cinematographer, super creative guy. Right now he's based in Boston. He's done work in LA. But yeah, check him out. Check out his Insta. Fantastic shit, man. Like, he's into FPV drones.
Why aren't you like this about my music?
You know why. It has to be fantastic.
It needs more bass. It needs more bass. So what's the most amount of people you've performed for?
It was during the open mic nights. Like 200-300 people, dude.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
You're adding maybe a couple extra
No,
hundred more
dude.
people than that.
Look at the
there.
picture.
It was. I think the most was like 150.
It was okay. Let's say 1 to 200 people then.
All right. Well, yeah. I guess that's like throughout the like people coming and going.
Yeah, I've performed. I mean, I think that was my biggest crowd. I love performing, but I'm not gonna make a career out of it. I would love to perform at bars and.
No, I loved performing
like
with
that.
I stole so much of your energy on stage, to where, like my personalities now is just like Camictho mixed with like a little bit of the Karim flamboyancy. that got people coming back.
You know,
Because they're like, I just gotta see, because you'd go into the crowd slamming the tambourine next to everybody. You just get everybody so into the music.
it was a really nice.
Make sure everybody's clapping on beat.
You know, I saw Herbie Hancock once, and people were clapping in the audience, and goddamn, if it wasn't the most on-beat clapping I've ever heard.
Yeah, well, if Herbie's playing, you got to.
Everyone there was a musician.
One of these days, I'm gonna be performing in my world tours.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna call you up to be a featured guest, and we'll play
easy. Sweet wine.
And we'll play Sweet Wine.
I love it. Yeah.
What is the city that you most would want to perform in?
Beirut.
You'd want to perform in Beirut?
Yeah, bring it home. That's a good ambition to have, and it's doable. It's doable for anybody.
Yeah, you just gotta believe, and you just gotta put in the work and eat shit for a couple of years, and
A couple, yeah.
Yeah, one or two, right?
Yeah. We've been eating shit for a couple already.
I know. So what are your three most influential favorite guitarists?
I was thinking about this today because today is February 1st, start of Black History Month. Every day we should celebrate Black culture. I want to post an album a day on Instagram of a Black artist that influenced me.
I was like, making an album a day?
No. I want to post an album a day on my Instagram story with a song from an album of a Black artist who inspired me.
That's a really good idea. I like that.
For the entire month, I had to start it with Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
I had to. If there's any guitarist who's had the most influence on my style, it's Jimi Hendrix, without a doubt. The way we play it wouldn't exist without Hendrix. And I'm talking about pop. You know, Jimi Hendrix has definitely got to be in the top 3. John Frusciante, 100%. But, you know, John is a student of Jimi. And then third, you know...
George Harrison up there?
Maybe, sometimes. Harrison, virtuosic playing... plays very tastefully, very great articulation, no choice, all that good stuff. I haven't really gone in and transcribed his licks, but you know, I'd be remiss to say that if he hasn't influenced my style. But I don't know if I'd put him in my top 3.
That's fair.
The third one, I might have to put Mayer.
I was gonna say, bro, is John really up there?
But no, I'll put Tonga, like right my.
That's his guitar teacher.
Tonga Ross Mount, check him out. Great guitarist, multi-instrumentalist, piano.
You can't put your teacher.
Saxophone.
You can't put your teacher. It has to be somebody that's a household name.
He's influenced my style so much, like to the point where I wouldn't be playing the style of guitar that I do today if I didn't.
If it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
I'm taking Mayer. As
No.
He's in your top 3. If it's
I
not,
took like 1 or 2 licks from him. You can't put him in my top 3. I changed my answer.
I'm cutting it to where you said Mayer. So we bond over music, and we also have bonded over art. You can't say no, right?
I hate music.
We bond over our love for music, but we've also bonded over our love for cooking. What is your go-to dish?
You got me.
That you want to bake, that you want to, not bake.
Bake? I'll make you cookies.
That you would cook for somebody. Maybe it's a first date. Maybe it's like a business meeting. What's the meal that you cook for somebody?
It depends. My favorite meal to cook for myself is a home cooked dish that I learned from my mom. It's not something I would serve to like a first date or like business meeting or something, but I've made it for my friends plenty of times, including Cameron.
Is it the rice and spinach?
It's rice and spinach. Very simple.
It's very delicious. It's been almost 3 years since I've had it.
I'll make it for you anytime you want. It always hits me with with nostalgia, so that's never a fail for me.
What was
Hearty
that other
meal.
thing that you would mix it with olive oil and then spread it over like toast or bread?
Olive oil spread over toast or bread.
It was a green mixture.
Pesto?
Nah, don't make me sound. It was not pesto. I've had pesto before. It was
Za'atar.
It was za'atar.
You know, za'atar is becoming pretty popular amongst hipsters in the US.
We don't like it. We don't like hippies.
We don't like hippies or hipsters.
No.
For first day, I think I'd cook a risotto, something Italian.
Is that some pasta?
Yeah, no, risotto. Risotto is sexier than pasta.
What's risotto?
Oh my god.
Is that like a ravioli? Or is that like a type of pasta? Is it not pasta? Chat, tell me if it's pasta.
Chat. We should live stream this. Risotto is like this fatty rice, like a thicker rice, but you create the sauce from the starch of the rice.
I see.
And I would create an apple risotto. Apple risotto is not traditional Italian.
Mamma
You know,
mia.
traditional Italian would be seafood risotto or mushroom risotto. But I would create apple risotto, especially if it was the autumn, because one, it's vegetarian, so dietary restrictions are easier. If, you know, the person is vegan or vegetarian, I can adapt easily. And the apple, and I put a little bit of serrano peppers in there, and it gives
For a
like
little bit of kick.
Yeah, a little bit of kick. There's
I
cardamom.
have serrano peppers in my fridge.
It's very autumnal.
That's a $5 word right there.
Autumnal, as in it tastes like autumn.
You said that very eloquently.
Autumnal. I learned it on YouTube from Adam Ragusia, and shit, man, it hits. My dad despises the idea of apple and risotto, but
Has he tried it? Have you made it for him?
he doesn't want to try it. But
not open
I
to new
think
things.
it's a really nice dish, easy to plate, really easy to make it seem like you know what you're doing in the kitchen. And it's something that takes time and tastes good, I think. So
Well, you have to make it for me
wine.
sometime.
Well, am I taking you out on a date then?
Well, you can be a business meeting. I said I gave.
Oh, well, for a business meeting, I'm cooking a steak. Easy.
What kind of steak? Ribeye?
Ribeye.
Yeah, good call on the ribeye.
Maybe tenderloin. I feel like business people like tenderloins.
Do you want to leave the people with any last words of wisdom before we sign off?
Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.
Fuck.